depths of hell could have forged a diamond this special.
Alright, good morning everyone. Today we are out with the Subaru. Today's like January 6th or 7th or something. I don't know. But it is snowing. And I figure, why don't we go out and take a drive on the streets to see what it looks like out here. You know, driving could be fun, but it's also very dangerous. That's why I want to teach you guys possibly teach you guys about some defensive driving techniques if you aren't used to the snow. So first things first, never throttle into a turn. I just did because I have some beefy tires on, and I'm doing about not even 10 miles an hour. Depending on, if it's fluffy snow, like the darker streaks you guys see on the floor is what's been compressed by other vehicles. That can always be a lot more slick than just fluffy snow because it has been compacted and there's a potential that may be ice already. So I just been looking for some nice roads to drive on, something that hasn't really been plowed yet, but I haven't really had much luck as of yet, because all of these streets have been plowed thus far. Tell that these streets have been plowed is because you can see all the snow up on the side of the street. So it creates almost like an embankment, if you will. That's how you know. If I can't find a good place to teach you guys about some defensive driving techniques, then I just plan on just doing some cruising. Alright, so we're just cruising along on a back road. I'm trying to figure out what the name of it is, but it's one of the main roads that leads to some parks out here in Connecticut. Well, this guy is off his medicine. That guy that we just saw, sometimes he walks around with a shower curtain around his neck. I wouldn't say pretending to be a superhero, because I don't know his superpowers, so I don't want to say that he's not a hero or not a superhero. He just wears a cape, and if anybody has ever watched The Incredibles, no capes. Alright, we're going down a back road for Waterford Beach. When I first came down here, I never would have thought this was a beach. I bet you they plowed all of this, judging based on nice little nature walk over here to the right. No freaking way, dude. All they did was just plow a path. Yes, let's go. This is awesome. Alright. So I'm assuming like all of this is just empty. You know, I don't think that there's any curbs or anything like that in here. This is awesome. Alright, so yeah, let's figure out a game plan. I might stop off, get some photos real quick. Yeah, let me do that now. I'll see you guys back here in a sec. Just gonna be practicing some defensive driving as well. Not sure if you guys can see that. I think you can. He's just coming kind of close for comfort. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, see, this would have been the perfect spot, except, yeah, now that there's another variable over here. Alright, so again, you never want to slam on your brakes because then you start sliding. You know, you want to just start easing into them until you come to a smooth, complete stop. You don't want to stomp on your accelerator any more than, or you don't want to push your accelerator, I should say, any more than what you need to move the car. Also, this can kind of work in your favor, and it could also work against you, as far as having too much air in your tires can make your tires too much air in your tires, or the appropriate amount of air in your tires will actually make your tires too slick for snow. So what I always recommend to people, if they're sliding, and you do this at your own risk, because there are other complications that come along with that. So if you have the ground clearance on the bottom of your car, then you know, I would recommend that you do it. But if you don't have the ground clearance, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But I always recommend, and I do it in my girlfriend's car, where we'll lower the tire pressure so that there's a small flat spot on the ground, not completely flat, not halfway. If I had to guess, let's say a car tire took 40 pounds of pressure, maybe about 8 to 10 pounds, just so that it gave it more just so that it gives it more grip, if that makes any sense. So as far as the tire being too round, it kind of sounds ridiculous, but if your tire is too hard, it's too slick, so that if you were to go to drive your tire, there's only a small part of it that makes contact with the ground. Whereas if you let some of the air out of the tires, it creates a little bit more of a surface area for your tire to grip the snow. And that's, you know, if you don't have all-wheel drive, then, and you're in a area that gets a good amount of snow a year, then I definitely recommend that you go and get an all-wheel drive vehicle. I'm not saying you got to get a Subaru, but, you know, if you look at the history of Subaru and rally teams, you know, it's definitely their performance is up there, and that's in any weather, any conditions. So defensive driving is dangerous, but it can be fun, very educational. You always want to do this in a controlled environment, whereas an empty parking lot would be great, kind of like you learning to drive for your first time. So, and I wouldn't say that practicing in an empty parking lot and purposely throwing your car sideways is welcomed by law enforcement. But you know what, you kind of want to be prepared for anything, and the only way that you're gonna get any practice, holy crap, look at that wasp nest, that's nuts. The only way you're gonna get any practice is if you practice, and the only way you're gonna know what to do is by actually doing. So I never do this going towards objects other than, you know, like trees and stuff, only because if you're practicing and you don't know what you're doing, you can cause a lot of damage. Now, it's one thing if you damage your own vehicle, it's another if you damage property. So already I'm starting to slide. My back, I just pulled the e-brake, so now my back end is kicking out. The e-brake can be a very useful tool if it's right by your side, not the one that you step on. It can help control your vehicle if used correctly to correct the direction of your car. So like I said earlier, let's say if I'm supposed to be making a left, but then the car starts sliding straight, you know, if you were to pull your e-brake, it would kick your back end out because your wheels already turned to the left. It would kick your back end out. So look, I'll demonstrate. So wheels all the way to the left, pull the e-brake, and now your back end pulls to the right to get you faced in the correct direction. So then you have to counter steer and follow up with turning your wheel to the right, not oversteering, but counter steering. So what that basically means is, like, you want to be able to drive and back end out, and then now I'm turning the wheel to the right to basically get the body of the vehicle in line with the, now, I don't know what this guy is doing. See, this is why I don't like doing this for other people around. All right, so I think he's just moving out the way, and then you can become something like this, and then you can control your vehicle. By steering in the other direction, you can get your vehicle to do what it is that you need it to do. So this was my idea of fun when I was younger, of throwing the car into a drift, as they call it, and controlling that drift. But we always did it, me and my friends, we always did it in empty parking lots. We never destroyed anybody else's property. We always did it away from other people, unless those people were joining in on the fun, and then you got to kind of accept the risk. But defensive driving and practicing defensive driving is great for snowy conditions or even hydroplaning as well. Because even though hydroplaning, you're basically gliding above water, if you're not ready for your car to regain grip and you have your wheels turned the wrong way, it could slingshot your car across the road. So it's always important that you understand what your car, your machine is doing, and understand what, like, cause and effect. So if you're driving and you start to hydroplane and you start going sideways, and you know you're shooting across lanes of traffic, and then all of a sudden, you know, or even sliding across snow, you want to be able to know how to control that. So I didn't bring my tripod to show you guys what it looked like from a distance, but maybe I could set up my GoPro to record like on one of these perches, you know. So let me see if I could do that now, show you guys what it would look like. And again, just to show you guys, I got these massive tires on. They are 28-inch Achilles Desert Hawk tires, which doesn't, you guys can see, my car is a 2001, and it definitely shows. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys up here, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I guess in a way, depending on what you're doing and where you're at, you know, you can make it very fun but also you have to be able to know how to control your vehicle. You know, it's fun without safety just is reckless. So that's why I'm doing it here in an empty parking lot, just to show you guys what defensive driving looks like and how to control your vehicle at times. You know, it might not look like I was doing much, but I was actually sliding at very low speeds. That's because of the amount of snow that's on the ground. So, you know, it could be very fun, but very dangerous, and you just have to know when to call it quits. Like right now, once I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go home and probably edit it and have some couple bowls of nice warm chicken noodle soup. So, but I hope you guys learned something today. You know, if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to let me know down in the comment section. I never recommend doing this on public roads, even though this is like public parking. You know, it's deserted, and you know, stay away from all objects. And that's pretty much it. I do appreciate you guys watching. My head is getting cold. I'll see you guys on the next video.